steal from me?
Hello and welcome to GeekSpaceTV. I don't know what just happened, but apparently, as normal, I lost entirely any semblance of control over this group of players about 30 seconds before the cameras went live. So hello and welcome. It's wonderful to see you all here. We have a new face, in case you haven't noticed. For some of you, it may be an old face, but we'll get around into introductions at some point. It's not my fault that you're old.
Why are you being mean?
You've had, what, 6 years to kill me? So in a way it is.
Wait, 6 years?
Wait, like the amount of time that I've known you?
Yeah. 8 years?
It's not. It hasn't been 8 years.
There's no way. Because you would still be in Britain, right?
Okay, that wasn't that long ago. All right. Apparently, I am now a baby. Hi everybody. It's really good to see you here. If you're unfamiliar with us, we are watching, you are watching GeekSpaceTV, and we are watching you watching us watching GeekSpaceTV. We are a non-profit streaming studio in the Seattle area with a mission about promoting diversity and inclusion within streaming and geek spaces, and we are delighted to be here tonight with our sci-fi space opera show, Leviathan Distant Stars. As always, not as always, but as recently, our donation goal is split into 2 parts for the week, and this covers our weekly expenses that are not covered by our Patreon. So if you would like to support us with a one-time or some other kind of not quite recurring, but not quite one-time donation, you can do so, and we are hugely appreciative of it. We will be reading out donations at the break, and then again at the end of the show to thank you and to read out your lovely donation messages. And if you don't send a donation message, we normally make one up. I'm hoping that means maybe we'll get more. I don't know. But if you'd like to sign up for a regular monthly donation, you should head over to our Patreon and check that out. That's a really great way of supporting us regularly and helping us do what we do and continue and run and start new shows, and just generally have an awesome, happy, fun time over here on the internets. Any other announcements? Did I miss anything important? No, cool. I got a shrug. That means we're good to go.
You can announce that I set up AC, and that's why everything is behind schedule right
Oh,
now.
we have an air conditioner unit in here, and it's amazing and magical. And Anna is amazing and magical.
I just installed it, so everything is behind.
Yeah. So we're running slow. We're running slow, but we got this. We're here. We're live. We're ready to go. So let's introduce our players. They can say who they are, and then maybe briefly describe their character in 1 sentence or less.
Hello everybody, I am Lizzie the Bold. I am a part-time streamer, full-time relapsing weeb because I've been watching Fruits Basket lately. Oh my goodness! That's what I was holding on to for you. And I am playing Ziana Rendrathi Taldraxisto, the captain of the Batleth, the 7-foot-tall, red, lizardy looking lady who runs this show ostensibly occasionally when people actually listen to her, which isn't very often. That's me. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Tony Beeman. Maybe you remember me from previous shows. I've been trapped in a coat closet since then. Lauren moved some stuff into it and she forgot I was there.
Oh shit!
She just remembered I've been let out. I am at Tiny Beeman. Would you like me to introduce my character or shall I wait?
Let's have you wait. Let's have you wait. I think people have guessed 1 or 2 things.
I think they've incorrectly guessed.
But I think they've also incorrectly guessed, and I'm happy about that.
I am upset about one thing that is still a secret.
Alright! I just need you all to know that I'm an asshole, so.
One of her closest companions, Jackie Dash, Jakidash.
Bonk.
Or Claudia. Yeah, I have been betrayed. But I also, when I'm not being betrayed, like Kika, who is our space bat engineer.
How tall is Kika?
I get to be a meter tall.
Yep.
And I don't get to be. That's it. That's it.
1 meter, 100 centimeters.
What is my wingspan?
I believe it's also probably 100 centimeters.
You're
probably pretty square.
I am a perfect square because I'm perfect.
Unless your arms are slightly longer.
I would assume the arms are actually slightly longer, but like, you are the GM. My bones are made of nothing.
Yes, you have styrofoam bones. Styrobones.
No, wait.
Styrobones.
Styrofoam. That's worse. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Sarah. You can find me on Twitch and Twitter at Shellgame, and I play Thea Brown, who is a dexterously fingered individual who uses her fingers that have many, many joints to the point of like, think more octopus, but without the suckers, to borrow things from other individuals' pockets with no intent of returning them.
And I am Blue Jay. You can find me on Twitch at Blue Jay and on Twitter at BlueJay_712, and then also doing other role-playing things all the time because I'm a full-time broadcaster and I get to role-play as much as I want, so suck it. I play Rachel Lucas, who likes to shoot things and deny that she's a psionic all the time. I'm not. No, it's definitely not. She's human. She doesn't have octopus hands. She has normal human hands with, you know, the normal amount of human joints and things, knuckles. I don't know.
That sounds disappointing.
I mean, you know,
maybe you need to give her some lessons. What's the age difference? Never mind. Hi, and my name is Random Tuesday. I am your GM for this evening. Claudia just figured out what I was talking about. I'm so excited to be here. Okay, our story. We're ready to jump into that. Oh, if you're confused at any point while watching this, we have a Wikia. It's an amazing Wikia. It's quite very well curated with lots of information about the show and locations and names and words and things that we will say. So head over there. If at any point you are confused, you can type in !wiki, or I guess a friendly local mod can do that. And with that, last time on Leviathan Distant Stars, I was just waiting to see how many people were going to respond to that. Disappointed. Thank you. Thank you. I realized I put my previous notes on a separate page because I organized my notes. The crew of the Batleth finished up. I guess it's not really a job so much as a mission that they had volunteered for. They had acquired through other various activities a very damaged AI core. They took it to a location called Echo Spot. They met with an individual, which was another artificial intelligence called Update, and discovered both that this AI core pretty much couldn't be repaired, and also that their ship's computer was actually at this point a virtual intelligence because the virus that had originally created it had never been deleted or gotten rid of in any way. So the result of this mission, twofold. One, they ended up spreading a message to the entire sector through the help of Update, which is written as Carrot, D4T3, managed to assist them in getting this message out across the sector through the use of another virus. Yeah, it's a little carrot, like insert carrot.
You gotta do it like a gang sign.
Carrot.
In your calculator, it's used to use exponent.
It's an exponent. Exponent. But exponent date didn't sound as good as update. So yeah, Oksana was never updated. So they ended up, through conversations with the remnants of this AI core and Oksana, the two of them have since been merged into a single consciousness, presumably. It is uncertain the exact status of this. It was informed that it would take some time for the AI core to repair itself before it could be installed into any systems that could speak to them. So currently, the time frame on that is pretty long. So Oksana has not been repaired, or Morva has not been repaired. It is uncertain who or what will remain when this process is completed. And I think it's not quite sitting on the pillow anymore. You might need it to be higher to register on camera.
I don't know why you have to.
Okay, yeah, just so you know.
I can see just the tip.
Cool, thanks. Thanks.
I hope none of you can hear the peanut gallery.
I would just like to remind the world that we had to not use the word duty and return to the word job.
She said duty.
We couldn't keep a straight face in any of the practice sessions because we're children.
Come on, the phrase was do your duty.
It is do your duty. How can you not?
Children.
So, look who's talking. You were laughing as well.
Wait, how much is your HP?
Wow, sick burn. It's 69.
Nice.
Yes.
Also, it's a lot of HP, but also.
Nice.
So, that was the status of the AI and Oksana. They also sent this message out across the sector, warning this sector of the galaxy about the oncoming race threat, a monstrous race from another system, the Promethean system, that essentially destroyed their creators and are now on the path of consumption and destruction of the rest of the galaxy. Think a little bit like the Replicators, a little bit like the Borg, and a little bit like the Collectors, depending on what your science fiction tastes are. You will know what or I guess the Reapers, you'll know what I'm talking about. So the crew have now returned to the Batleth. They left Echo Spot and are presumably on their way back to Duranga, the base that Rachel Lucas is out of. They were also left by their crew member Ashley, who had joined them for a period of time, but is now left with update to continue the mission, heading deeper into Ica space, into other sectors, in order to expand this message, get it out across larger portions of the galaxy, and hope that maybe eventually someone of political importance and who has a military fleet will take them seriously. They are now find themselves back in the Durangan system. I actually forgot the name of the system. It is written down somewhere. Ridgevary system, where Duranga is located. Going to presumably meet up with Ariuta either before or after dropping off Rachel, although I think Rachel is going to stick with them for a while because her husband is not back.
Yeah.
So they will be reconvening with Ariuta and to determine whether or not the ship's weapons have been sufficiently installed where Sarin, the living Leviathan spaceship, is at, kind of in that whole process. So we'll start on the Batleth as you are approaching Sarin, kind of on the outskirts of the system.
Ziana is on the bridge, piloting. She's not usually a very sociable person with the crew, though when Hexy's around that gets a little better. But this trip from Echo Spot back to Sarin, she has been super isolate, non-communicative, gruff. Not here for the party.
Has Oksana been off the whole time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There is currently no ship-computer interface, which is probably also pissing Ziana off.
I mean, it's like a perfect storm at this point. So yeah, she's piloting.
Since we're approaching the planet, I think Theo would finally show up. Or once we start to approach the planet, I think Theo will show up to man the comms.
With all the weird stress and tension, I think that Rachel has set up part of the cargo bay to have a targeting range on it, and been training. She promised. Training with a really low setting on the laser pistol or rifle or whatever, so that it doesn't go through the ship. Obviously, there's probably a training wheels program on the rifle.
Some safety protocols.
Yeah, some kind of safety protocol or something, so it doesn't kill us all.
You set it to stun.
Yeah, I definitely I set the phasers to stun. I mean, the space lasers.
The spazers.
Phaser to stun.
I mean, I think that it's very different learning how to use a rifle rather than throw it. So that was.
I definitely got really annoyed with you a bunch of times.
Oh yeah,
Were there a
I'm
lot
sure
of times
Theo
where you
intentionally did things.
Yeah.
There probably was one time where I got so pissed that I shot your foot.
Oh, I would believe that.
Yeah.
Did you heal it later?
No, I feel like you just got a little sting, your foot went numb because it was on stun.
Oh yeah, it was on stun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it was just because You're Thea.
Yeah.
And I'm Rachel.
And then I think that at the end, like, once you did that, Theo would have just, like, walked out. That would have been the end of that day's lesson. Well, when I say walk, I mean, like, sort of stumble, fall, because one foot isn't working
One
quite
foot is
right.
numb, like when you like go to the dentist.
But
Yeah.
it was, like,
fall
as
asleep.
much bravado as could possibly be had in a stumble fall out the door.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing most of the time. Shooting things and people. Yeah. It's good.
Oh.
Kika fixed the ship as much maintenance as it can do without interfacing into the programming, because everything programming is pretty much offline as much as it can because it's being diverted to repair mode. So Kika has been pretty much binge watching those 4D reality comms that we got.
Oh my god, is there a space Queer Eye?
I was gonna say like Galaxy's Got Talent.
Yeah,
right
we
now.
had a few of them last time. And I
Yeah.
can't remember what some of them were. I think
had,
it was
like-
like the Great Space Bake Off too. Was another one.
Yeah. That one's hard because it's like you're never gonna be able to cook with like real soy. Like, come on.
So
Like, who could get?
But yeah, I'm totally Space Queer Eye. I mean,
What is the
If
fourth
it's-
dimension?
is it
It
4D
smells.
because it's like smell? It's like 3D plus
No,
smell
I
vision.
assume it
Or it
actually.
just, like, puffs you in the face.
I assume nothing changed, but they just put the 4D on it to sell a new system.
oh. It's not actually 4 dimensions. It's just the 4D and it's the D system.
Yeah.
The Batleth though literally has an old LCD screen on it.
So
It's like gold-tipped cables. It's like there are tesseracts that you can't see, but they're there.
they're
Just
there.
trust us.
The
Totally.
4D is there. You just
If you-
feel it. It's fine.
If only you had the equipment to properly experience.
So Kika's been like kind of sequestered, but trying not to get upset. She finished the cube. It needed a little bit more sealing, a little bit more calm interface, a little bit more air, and then we got incredibly bored.
Oh gosh, it was so boring. And I had just had a really shitty morning because I got shot in the foot for no reason.
No reason.
I did not do anything.
Did you listen to the teacher?
Yeah, I mean, mostly. It was Rachel.
Okay, wait.
Okay. Look.
I
just-
I can't.
lifting in the corner.
I'm so nervous right now because they were bored and please continue.
We have been told very specifically not to paint.
I really need to
The
do
cube.
some painting.
Do you call it painting so it's not actually graffiti?
I
like,
mean, graffiti has such an awful, like, association
Well,
with
graffiti
it.
has often a purpose.
Yeah, and we do art. Wait, what?
No, I'm saying graffiti. We
Oh.
don't have a purpose. We don't have a message
We have
to give.
art in our hearts.
Yeah, the art
And
in
it
the
has to
hearts.
come out. Speaking of which,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
What if, I mean, I can't do mine. We'll never see it.
Right. Is it my turn?
Yeah?
It's my turn.
Yeah? I've got a really good idea. 4 hours later.
Kika has pink fur.
Just a pink poof.
Just a pink pompadour.
I tried to do this, and that was too much.
And the
She was
bathroom
not-
in the Batleth is
Is-
also pink.
Every surface.
I have my own bathroom.
We were gonna clean it, but she has her own bathroom, so.
Wait, can you even see the pink?
No. I have no idea. I've been told it's pink.
It's amazing. Kika, it looks amazing.
Okay. But now we have to watch my favorite show.
Okay.
Okay. Which is Distant Stars, Galaxies of Love, which is a.
It's a really, yeah. Well, it's a soap opera.
Look, Ferdinand really loves San Francisco.
I
One day
understand
they'll
that.
be together.
No, San Francisco's personality does not match with Ferdinand on any
Just
level.
because he killed Ferdinand's firstborn doesn't mean they can't be
Okay,
together.
okay,
Are you?
okay.
Oh.
So I get that you guys like this drama or whatever, but it's really, really weird that a man is in love with a city.
No, it's a
Th-
hive
that's-
mind.
Yeah. This city
This
is
is just
all
you in
connected.
behind them. Rachel just watches all of this.
It's a hive mind. They all love Ferdinand.
Uh-huh.
So like think about it this way, if like the taxi driver and the mayor and the secretary and the CEO all were just the same person.
Are you sure
that
this
also
isn't just a porn?
No.
No.
Okay.
That's sold in the expansion pack.
Yeah, but we haven't got the expansion.
We don't have
pack.
that DLC. We can't afford that in our old system.
All right.
And
It's not
I don't
back compatible.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Okay. Excellent. So some time will pass.
That's what we're doing.
The Batleth docks with Sarin, and you disembarked and are met by Ari, who comes over and is sort of immediately aware that everything is not quite okay. Did you have a good trip?
It went fine.
Okay. I guess we want no more questions, yes?
No.
Okay.
So, what is the status?
Yes, come. And she will lead you to kind of the debriefing room, the sort of the main room.
In the giant space.
Yeah, so this
whale.
is Sarin is a giant space whale, but like a little bit more like a cephalopod. Giant space cephalopod.
Space mollusk.
No, those have shells, I think. It's not. It's got like a little bit of an exoskeleton because it is a spaceship. And Cha-Cha's there. I love Cha-Cha. I just personally think Cha-Cha's great. They're wonderful. And very excitable and sort of like, welcome back. So let me fill you in on everything that's happened with the ship. The weapons have been installed. It's all going very well. It looks like we are ready. And then Ari just sort of steps in and is like, but there is one more thing that we need before we can go to Promisa.
Right.
I have a list.
Promisa's where the
Maps for the
We
threading.
need the maps. And that's where things get a little more complicated and potentially dangerous.
Maps?
So you would know, actually all of you would know that thread maps, essentially the more well-traveled a system is, the more likely like your system already just has it in there and it's easier to travel. But essentially they are not like two-dimensional maps, but they're three-dimensional maps of thread space to get you there safely. Because if you're going on a unpredictable route, you can literally just fall out of thread space, and you've all seen what happens.
Like the graveyard.
Like the graveyard. And that's like a specific hole that if you had a map, you would know to avoid.
So there is driving when you're,
Yes.
gathering through space.
Yes. And some of it is done like handled by shipboard computer, and some of it has to be handled by a person. Like
I'm a pilot for a reason.
Okay, I can't drive. I assume you just get in it and then you just go straight until you get there. Like, ta-da! Like, I don't feel ever
Okay,
turning.
this isn't Star Trek.
What's Star Trek?
where it's just warp speed and pray.
And you just get there.
Like, there's no turning, I guess, in warp speed.
No,
You
never.
just slide up, slide down.
Is there slow, like, drift?
No,
They
you
just
never
go
turn.
straight.
They go in a straight line.
It's
It's-
because of how the models work.
yeah.
And the way the stars go.
Yeah.
I mean, but also, like, I think scientifically you could, like, throw and, like, never hit anything for it, because space is huge! I don't know if you're aware of this, but...
What? Space is big. You're
So-
learning stuff.
Wait. You needed more than just weapons. Why didn't you say so in the first place?
Well, weapons is what we were going to get before. This is the next task, and to be honest, I didn't really anticipate you being here for this part.
I mean, I'm just saying that if you would have brought up that you needed some maps from Deckard, we could have.
This isn't the sort of map you can buy. No one has. So this entire sector has been cut off. Like, no one has been there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is not a commercially available map.
We're not going somewhere into known, well-charted space.
Why are you going into uncharted space?
Because that's where the rays are from. That's where we can find the information that made Sarin that can protect others.
Oh, and I motioned to your purpley arm.
Yes.
Right.
So to find the map, we have some options. We have some problems. One problem is that it has to be a ship that's been there recently. It's been too long since Sarin and I have gone. The map wouldn't be useful. Also, we were sort of running for our lives, so there are parts that are actually just straight absent from our memory. It's not very helpful. Also, the wreckage wouldn't work because it's destroyed and they're living ships, and when they're destroyed, the memories get corrupted over time. Kind of like when your brain slowly decomposes. So, we have a solution. We need to get the map from a living Ray's ship.
Oh.
It's what makes the most sense.
Ari just sort of says that and is like, yep, that's the reaction I was expecting. Yes. Yes.
Can you hear Ayuta? Or are we just
She
translating?
has learned how to speak thanks to Thea, actually. They created enough of a translation.
It's pretty technical.
It's very technical. It's also just her learning. Like, she's not proficient speaker, but Ari has picked up enough of the common tongue.
She's probably talking to Cha-Cha too.
Yeah, well, they've been there for a while. They did have to figure out how to communicate to install giant weapons in the ships. So, we've been talking, and actually we spoke with Hexy briefly. She swung by before she had to leave the sector.
She was here.
Yes. So, should I not have said that?
No, it's.
Oh.
What did she have?
So she's got enough of a coalition, I guess is the best word, a group of individuals from the sector who are willing to assist with defending the sector against the race, which I think means if we can find out when a scout ship is coming, and they will be coming, and intercept them, we can have a boarding crew. None of you are telepathic, are you?
Not with anyone but each other.
Yeah, obviously. Sort of like shakes her head like, of course, we can all talk to each other.
I'm not telepathic.
I don't know.
Wait, are you?
No, I'm not.
I haven't
Don't you
experienced
think I
any
would've-
mind things. Is anyone else?
I would have known all of your secrets by now. She
No
says,
one
like,
could know.
very, like, sarcastically.
I suppose that's true. So, do we have a telepath on board somewhere amongst the refugees? Do we need one?
Yes. So, let me explain how I work. The voice of a ship, the Leviathan, can communicate information and can transmit information, but the information that you would get from Serena in its raw form, even your scientists, they were trying to find a way to translate it, weren't able to do so effectively. And a map is particularly complicated, which means the best way of accessing the information is directly translated through a voice. The rays still have voices. They have been repurposed, but they exist. You need to go through the voice on the Ray's ship and take it out of their head.
So we need a telepath.
And then Hexy said someone in the coalition might know of one. So we should probably meet with them.
All right, and what is it?
Like the concept, right, is we're
Yes.
going into the ship of
Yes.
rays that can all turn us or eat us.
They can kill you, but they
Well-
can't turn you.
Sure.
Not us, anyways.
Bring
Rachel is another story.
with us a telepath who also is kind of agreed, and then they're going to steal the memories from the center of the big brain that I was swimming around in,
Yes.
and then we're just gonna be cool.
No problems. Yes? Should be fine.
Like, once you start talking about, like, a telepath, like, as soon as it's not, like, a pointed, like, are you sure you're not? Like, Rachel gets, like, really, really quiet and kind of, like, sinks into herself, like, and she's just, like, the face closes down, and she's not, like, involved in the conversation anymore.
How, have we encountered a scout ship so far?
Yes, you guys remember
The
the
one
one that
at
was
the-
eating Genis Landing?
That was a
scout
scout.
ship.
Okay, that was quite large. I was rather hoping they were smaller.
Serin is armed now and is capable of defending.
But we need the rays to be alive in order to extract the information.
Also, ideally, if we ideally not destroying the ship while you're on it.
that would
Yes.
be ideal.
Let's get the coalition here.
Yes.
I will give you some time and I will contact the people Hexy gave me.
Did she say where she was going?
She said this sector was large and there was more people to find. She was with a small bird,
Right.
Klariski.
Yes. All right then. Let's go talk with the coalition people.
So you'll have a little bit of downtime on Sarin as eventually they will probably be invited directly onto the ship because it is the fastest and most effective way to fill them in on information. And they also would already know about the Leviathan because they have been convinced of the rays. So these smaller vessels will dock. One of them, you'll notice, is coming from within this sector. A couple of the others will pull in from thread space within probably the next day. Many of them were already en route to this location or have an emissary. And Ari will gather all of them into kind of the same room. She's clearly very nervous, like she is not supposed to be the leader. And in there, you will all also be invited as well. Is there anything in particular you're going to do during the downtime, or do we want to just cut straight to you?
I do have one.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Go for it.
Where's Rachel? Where are you?
Where's Rachel?
Where is she?
Sorry. She's like, is there a the like window in the cockpit of the Batleth?
Mm-hmm.
Is it an actual window or is it a screen?
The Batleth is an actual window. There are no windows in the Leviathan.
I was just like, if she could find a place that had something that was like a screen that she could put some kind of simulation of an exterior view on,
Yeah.
so
Totally.
she could feel like she was looking outside because she feels the living ship around her and it's very claustrophobic for her. So she like maybe in one of like the gun closets, the like the Millennium Falcon gun things, like she pulls up this
the targeting
screen
computer,
of like the outside, and it's got the targeting computer on it, but you can actually see space. So she's like in there trying not to hyperventilate and being really like claustrophobic.
So the only way I know how to get to the guns is through the little air pipes.
Lovely.
Yeah, so
Kika has forgot there are doors.
they're too big. So Kika just pops from somewhere. What? Have you found him yet? Have you found him yet?
Don't scare me like that.
Tylo.
Did we stop on Duranga before we came here?
Maybe briefly, but
Can I roll to see if I learned more about
think-
Kika-san?
you're close enough that you would have received communications anyway. So
okay.
you can
Yeah,
be
yeah.
in like radio
Communications range.
Communications range.
Sure.
So you actually would have. I won't roll for this because I have already written it down. So,
Okay.
you would know that he was serving under Captain Dratton,
Yes.
and you know that Captain Dratton is his sort of like Spirich crew are the Tertial's Flight.
Tertials.
Tertials Flight.
Okay.
Tertial's Flight. You don't necessarily know which ship within that fleet he's on, but you have definitely heard that he is still working under that crew of spirits.
Okay. So last time I told her about like last time we heard he was associated with this captain, but this time I'm like, I have a fleet name and he's definitely still with them. He's with the Tertial's Flight. Are they still in the sector?
You know that there have been some recently on Duranga.
They've been on Duranga, some of them. I don't know if your son has, but they've been on Duranga recently enough that...
My message, did it make it to him?
You could have passed it on to someone as part of the fleet or
Yeah.
the crew.
Yeah. No, I passed it on. Yeah, I haven't gotten a response from him yet, but... Kids. Shrugged because she doesn't have kids.
Yeah. Like just sits and like stares at the windows that are.
It's really cozy in there.
It's very tight.
Oh, yeah.
It's not meant for it. And, like you're just like hanging from
There's like
the
a
ceiling.
there's just like a lot of claws around.
Was that it?
I
I'm just feeling very claustrophobic, and you being in here is really not helping. No offense, but like I can feel the ship. The Leviathan. It's like being swallowed. It's not pleasant.
okay.
So
Have you always felt that way?
I've never been inside a living ship before.
No, I mean, because you live in a big city, and
People are outside.
but there's a lot of them, right? And you have the
People, it's just bodies. It's different. I can't feel the space outside of me. It's like being in an overheated room. You know, when you're in a street, there's still air.
yeah. I just think it's kind of cool. You're kind of like me. We sense things in different ways. Like everybody else sees with the sight, and it's cool, and they got colors, and then like you can see in a spectrum that nobody else can.
I guess. It's never been this obvious before. It's just, it's not cool or pleasant.
I mean, fair.
So, if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's cool. I'm very good at being kicked out by younger people out of younger people's rooms.
How old are you?
Old enough.
It's fine. I'm not. Do you know how humans age?
Well, I do know that oxygen slowly kills all of us, slowly. So, but humans survive a little bit longer on the oxygen. I've been reading space books.
It's like a fucking Tumblr post. I've seen that Tumblr post.
He has approximate knowledge of science. So, in my lifespan, like, I've hit menopause. It's not as good as you think it is.
I never thought that it.
Yeah.
No.
Nah.
You know, there's pills for that, right?
Yeah, but like now I don't have to deal with birth control, which is great. But then again,
I mean,
I haven't been with Tarko for a while.
considering
so
how many children you say you have.
3, I have 3. That's very slim amount for my kind.
Is it?
Yeah.
How many kids do you usually have?
Well, our gestation period is like 5 months, and then they're out of the nest in like 10 years.
That doesn't. So like.
So we can have like. Usually, you get enough that they raise each other.
That sounds horrific.
That's kind of great. Have you ever had like a little like team? Like we have a team. Teams are great. I mean, you have a partner
And a penguin dog.
and a
Space
Space penguin.
Space penguin dog.
space penguin dog, and that's your pack.
Yeah.
You've also decided your pack should be 3. My pack was just 5.
I guess that makes sense.
And she like just scoops herself out back into her little air vent.
Scuttle.
And now I'm like more conscious of my breathing, and I'm like, is there like Kika fur? Like in the air?
Kika doesn't shed that much, but like there's if you don't sweep, can you sweep in space? Vacuum, you vacuum in space.
Yeah. You just, I think literally the fastest way of like vacuuming a room in space is open the airlock, suck everything out, close the airlock, refill it.
Yep, perfect.
It's a very efficient cleaning
Literally
system.
vacuuming.
Yeah, literal vacuuming.
But Kika, after like 2 minutes, pops her head and be like, "We're probably gonna eat eventually. Do you want me
No.
to bring? Okay.
Don't want Meatos stickos, thank you.
Excuse me, we're using powder-based food here. Hello.
Don't.
We haven't used the violent green one yet.
Oh god.
Violent green?
The violent green. I think
Beautiful.
It was, you read it for me. Was it violent green?
Oh, I honestly don't remember. I mean, I believe that that's something that Thea would say, is that it was violent green, even if it was like virulent green. She'd
Yeah.
be like, this is violent green.
Excellent. We're putting
you
this in.
read?
I think so.
Okay.
You
I
have
think
reading
so.
as a skill.
No, but I have diplomat.
There's
I
a
should be able to
skill.
read.
It's got points left.
Yeah, I haven't been making you guys roll for reading this entire time. Where is Ziana?
Let's see. During her downtime, unable to hide on a bridge. Ziana is on the Batleth. That's not where you went, right, Rachel?
Huh?
You didn't go to the Batleth.
Yeah,
She's on the Batleth, but
I'm
she's in
gun.
the guns.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I am, Ziana is, occasionally, she spends a little bit of time in her room and then, retreats to the gym for a little while before they have to meet up.
So I think while she's at the salmon bars, Thea will like approach like as quietly as she can, and then sort of like clear her throat.
Ziana stops, holds herself in the air. Yes?
Hey, you've been working out more than normal, and
Did you need something?
nope.
And she drops down with a thud.
Thea like gets a little bit smaller. You came and talked to me when things were shitty, so how's your workout going?
Fine.
Good. Man, I wish I was still Oksana.
Oksana chooses this moment to reboot. Hello, Captain.
So Ziana kind of stands there for a moment, stone-faced, and then turns around, about to head over to some weights. When she stops, turns back. So how long did you know
No?
about Oksana?
Figured it out when I got on the ship.
Really? That long?
I didn't think it was a big deal.
What else is going to come up? Exactly. How many more surprises am I going to have to wonder about? You see, I was under the impression that even if we weren't exactly particularly close, that there was a certain amount I could trust in you, in Kika. We were a crew. Apparently that didn't mean things that I thought it meant.
I disabled the protocol. I didn't think it would.
It's bad enough that you don't listen to me, don't respect me anymore, it seems, but now to find out that really you didn't the whole time. How exactly am I supposed to take that? You know what? It doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we're just here, thrust into this whole mess together. I shouldn't have.
No, you're right. You shouldn't have. I'm not. Sorry. I didn't mean to let you down. I don't know why it matters, but I didn't mean to let you down.
I don't know how to trust either one of you anymore.
Look, this was not Kika. Okay, she didn't even know. I swear, I had no reason to tell her, and she can't program for shit. I mean, she can a little bit, but it's she would have had to really analyze Oksana to be able to understand that she was a virus. And I swear, I disabled the protocols that were sending all of that data back to update or carrot or whatever I'm sorry.
You should have told me. It's my ship. We are. You should have told me. And now I don't know if you're going to tell me something the next time. And you can apologize all you want, but all that's going to prove it to me is I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Are we done?
Sorry. Gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She turns around.
Thea leaves.
Okay. There's some time, but eventually you must be in the same room again.
As Ari sends you all a message telepathically, presuming that you will pass the message on to the person who cannot receive it. And
Yes.
that the representatives of the coalition have arrived. They are being well taken care of by Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha is very good at taking care of people and entertaining them. Please get here soon. Thank you. Okay. Everything's fine.
Our comms still work, right? Even
Yes.
without. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if you ever gave Ari comms because you didn't need them.
Yeah.
But she can like hail the ship, so she probably messages the Batleth from outside the Batleth.
I was thinking more about Rachel.
Yes.
Is there intercoms inside this ship? Because I don't think it would be built because anyone who's working on the ship would be mentally connected. So could the ship evolve
no,
speakers?
there would be because you could have people who are not bonded to the ship on board the ship that are still permissive. So there would be occasional, like a visitor might come on board. So there would be probably some way of passing on information.
Okay.
People have mouths.
Yeah, but we're inside like a ship, so how does
It's a membrane.
making a mouth sound
It's a speaker.
a receiver then make a mouth
You
sound
yell,
in my
yell.
foot?
It's a
Yeah,
microphone
really
and a
loud.
speaker
Yeah, but this is a living ship.
that can still have membranes. Your ear is essentially just a microphone.
I'm just saying, like, what?
There are little
Ears-
people that live inside of the ship
Ears
that
are just-
can walk.
In my ear?
No.
No, ears are basically just microphones.
Wait,
A sound wave vibrates and taps on a membrane at a frequency that is then registered by neurons that is then translated by your brain. So it would travel, and then it would go to somewhere else in the ship, and then export a sound.
Have you ever been to one of
Like
those
a tin
science
can.
museums where you stand in one spot and someone whispers somewhere
Yeah.
else and you can hear it?
I feel like you're making fun of me, but I feel like I had a very valid question.
No, you did. I'm explaining it. It's,
Okay.
it's literally like a series of membranes and tubes, essentially, and electronic neurons.
Ear tubes.
Series of the ears.
Ear tubes.
Neurons are the
Oh.
wires of the
You
body.
should go to the Pacific Science Center.
Oh, no, I definitely been there a lot.
Neurons are the wires of the body.
Ear tubes.
Yes,
They're ear tubes.
everywhere.
There are tubes in your ears, though.
Yeah, but now there's really long
Any-
ear tubes that let out sounds.
It's more like a. Okay, yeah.
Science. It's science. It's science. Sci-fi science.
It's science fiction. When you arrive in the room, there are 3 very distinct-looking groups of people. There is the first group, which you would see one quite tall. Did you tell me how tall the lionesses were?
Yes, probably about 7 feet.
Okay, so roughly the size of Ziana, like 7 foot tall, essentially very lioness looking. Like they would be walking digigrade. They'll have sort of long tails, a short fur pelt or coat across their entire body. Kind of not quite full sort of snout because they have like some more articulation. Sort of fairly large ears. This sort of very lioness sort of shape, but maybe a few more markings, kind of not all quite the same color, like a little bit of a darker brown. And then next to this one very tall lioness, there is a much smaller lion. He is exactly 99 centimeters tall.
Wow, that's what, 1 centimeter shorter
The
than
meter!
Tina?
Yeah! Wait, do my ears count as part of my meter?
Oh, I didn't decide. I think with your ears, you're technically, I think you're a meter at the top of your head. You're actually slightly taller than a meter. Yeah.
I thought I could get away.
No, I think they would measure
the top
from
of my
here.
meters.
But in fairness, the top of his head, it does not count as ears. So he's 99 because he has shorter ears. So yeah. So next to them, would
He also
you
has a giant mane.
describe what they see next to this very tall, very regal-looking lioness?
He's very, he's dressed, he's got a giant mane, glasses. He's wearing a pretty regal, like, military suit. It's very, like, tight, although his mane is sticking out. He looks sort of nervous. He's looking around. And he has a tail.
Just sort of nervously
It's just
twitching.
sort of, he doesn't seem to be aware of it. It hits him in the head every once in a while. And he's definitely subservient to all the lionesses.
So the lioness, they are clothed as well, so she would have probably more robe-like kind of almost dress, lots of very sort of elaborate like gold jewelry and other metals, pretty like kind of that very regal looking, but still with a sort of warrior feel to it. Like she could probably maul you if she wanted to. Next to her is comparatively much less interesting with a human. She has sort of fairly like kind of in like rows of braids, sort of long braided hair down her back, dark brown, sort of medium to dark brown skin. She's got like kind of, you can't tell if it's like elaborate makeup or just like tattoos sort of kind of across her face with some sort of I don't want to say tribal, more like cyberpunk-ish designs. I don't know if you ever use the makeup generator in Mass Effect Andromeda, but like in that sort of zone where it's just like, you're like, what? No, I like it. Sort of like leather is kind of much more rough, worn looking. And she has like an emblem on the side of her jacket that looks just kind of like a smoldering ember. And it actually is glowing, because why not? It's the space future. And then next to her is another very strange looking individual. They're sort of kind of mid-size. They're probably about 4.5 foot tall, very stout, sort of squat, scaled skin, like a longer snout than the lionesses have. They don't have like any ears or anything, very reptilian sort of looking, but like sort of much stumpier legs. They've got a big, like thick, strong tail that they're sort of leaning back on. Think like Komodo dragon, sort of. Like, could also maul you if they wanted to. And they all seem to be sitting there. Cha-Cha is like entertaining them, talking, like have somehow managed to find like something that looks like food that is not made out of Mito Stickos, and actually seems sort of nice, and welcomes all of you in to sit down, provides refreshments, and then Ari sort of eventually stands up and kind of nervously re-explains the portion of the plans that you've already heard about finding the map, about needing to stall a Ray's ship, getting inside with a telepath. And the lioness sort of looks down at the person next to them. Well?
I like them. She's clearly the leader, and I like her two monkeys.
I don't care about your opinion. I'm asking if you're willing to kill yourself or die on this mission.
Well, of course I am. I need to. I can't say I plan to make a mission of it unless you ask.
I wasn't asking, I was telling. You
want me to die?
No, I want you to survive and succeed, but I want you to understand that there's a risk of your death.
Of course. Of course I would die if I need to. Do you have any question of it? Are you questioning my honor?
Excellent, we have a telepath for you.
Who's...
I am Ziana Rendrathi Taldraxisto, and you are?
Hello, I am Ludwig van Pelt. I look forward to working with you, dying if I need, and traveling with your two pet monkeys. And your troll doll.
I am not a monkey.
Whoa, it talks.
The human just sort of like
Wait, is he referring to us?
I now realize I pet the monkey. This is great. Like on your shoulders.
I apologize. On my planet, we have creatures that look like you. They're adorable. They live in trees. eat bananas.
Ludwig, these are humans. You know what humans are.
I know,
They're a very important
I
Ica race.
misunderstood some things I saw. I saw one of them throwing a weapon inappropriately at a... Never mind,
You're
I
not
apologize.
supposed to do... Ludwig, there's a reason you have not been... Ludwig.
Not been.
You would know her name is Adoa Van Clau. So you would probably address her by her last name, Van Clau.
Is Klaus a C-L-A-W?
No, it's spelled K-L-A-U-W, but I might point out you can put that through Google Translate.
Wait, what's a troll?
What is
What's a troll?
Adoa's title?
No.
If we would know that.
She would probably be, she would have been introduced as, probably commander, like a military title. Commander Van Clau. She's not like she's a ranking officer, but not like in charge of anything particularly.
Commander,
Yes.
your subordinate is a skilled telepath.
He is, yes, he is a psionic.
And like
Quite proficient at it.
Rachel like looks down when she says like he's a psionic. She's just like,
We of the Leonis gynocracy don't have much use for psionics, you see. They tend to develop lesser talents as we see them. And she sort of like clicks her claws together. You seem like you would understand this. Occasionally we find uses for them though.
I see. And as you mentioned, this is going to be a potentially very dangerous mission. Pardon me if it is not your custom, but it would put my mind somewhat at ease. And she looks towards Ludwig von Pelt and asks, do you come on this mission of your own volition?
What do you mean?
Is it your choice to come? To volunteer?
Well, of course not. I'm not a woman.
what?
Our societies have much in common, I think.
I think I have heard of your people. They are the Andartan, yes?
Indeed, I am of the Andartan Empire.
I heard their flotilla was passing through Leonis space. I could
Really?
perhaps send a message to them if you would like.
I would be most grateful. I will convey a message to you after our meeting.
Excellent.
Thank you.
I may have not explained that properly. I, of course, will serve you if you ask me to. It's just that my own will is of no matter, but I come happily. As long as you provide meat for me, then I have all the happiness in the world at serving or dying at your whim.
All right, then.
I wonder if he thinks Mito stickers are meat.
I mean, that's all we have.
Ludwig, this
We're just
is
snickering in the corner. Just
this
don't
is
mind
my
us.
crew.
On shoulder, and just Pika, like, yes.
They are quite capable. This is Kika.
Yes, and you are a Cupid doll?
Kika is a Trico and my engineer,
Ah, Trico.
and do a certain amount of respect in her capacity as my engineer.
Of course. You're quite tall.
Just like, yeah.
Thea Brown.
I might have to, like, Kika, I think, gets down and, like, kind of skitters over and then, like, sees, like, making sure that yours are.
Do you like stand next to him?
Yeah, like it's definitely, like, not just in the middle, be like,
Kika.
this has never happened before.
Perhaps later.
No, it's.
She's really in a bad place.
Oh, this is to me.
Yeah, meat.
And Thea Brown, my communications officer. And Rachel Lucas, who is currently
Woman specialist.
outsourcing with us. and a very capable warrior.
Sort of
Excellent.
nods at all of this. The other two kind of like observe the group here. So we're going to, as the woman who has the sort of the ember emblem on her jacket kind of leans back in the chair. So we're going to risk our people for your people.
With our people. And for all people.
She smiles when you say that. She was introduced, actually they would have all been introduced, but I'm bad at remembering that, as Camila Martinez, and she is the...
This is the human?
The human. Camila Martinez, and she is one of the captains within the Ember's Dawn fleet. Which Rachel would know about.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me.
Rachel would know that they are essentially vigilantes in this sector of space.
Nice.
They definitely play on the protect the weak against the strong.
Hood?
Yeah, the very sort of Robin Hood thing. But their methods are not necessarily ICA approved or government approved or approved upon by anyone. So
We've probably had a lot of dealings.
yeah. They're like, for the most part, they want the right sort of thing, but they don't always go about it in the right sort of way.
Little, like, not great with authority figures.
Really bad with authority.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying. We'll, I guess, hold off this monster while you get inside.
That would be most helpful. We would prefer to all make it out alive, and with our bounty.
It seems like that's kind of necessary.
Somewhat.
And the last person sort of, he kind of leans forward. Like, the Komodo dragon. So, like, stumpy, like, pretty short, like, limbs, but, like, also could murder you. And he was Elorix of the Ouroboros family. I was like, why do I keep wanting to say Aurora Borealis family? No, Ouroboros. The snake eats too.
Ouroboros is a kind of zombie in Resident Evil 5.
It's also the image of the snake eating its tail. So, based on this, even a talented telepath would not be able to pull that information out. What happens if you fail?
Then we all die.
I mean, yeah. Thank you, weapon analyst. That's what I think.
Are you asking me to determine what would happen if I fail?
Yes. Yes.
Very well.
I'm imagining a little tiny lion man making that face. It was really cute.
He sort of puts his
Ewok
arm
in
to
my
the
head.
side and like thinks really hard.
Like a little pork claw like.
I believe we would all be killed pretty quickly. I can't see further than that. Most likely we would die horrible deaths or else be lost to the cold of space.
Yeah.
He's a lizard.
There are really only the two options, success or death.
I mean, the worst option is that because he's like a psionic, then he'll just be harvested by and then they can get further and
the lioness starts growling.
I wouldn't say the word harvest around them.
Ludwig, we need to get to the helm.
The helm?
The helm of Gatora.
Oh, of course.
You would know of this. It is an artifact of your people. It is essentially, you had a sort of a priestess who would have been the kind of leader of the psionics before they decided that, like, there was sort of a sect of people that were pretty, like, powerful and were like, we can totally use this as warriors. And the helm basically allowed for very forceful mind reading.
Wait, you mean I excuse me, I get to use the helm?
Well, I would say that you would get to use the helm if we still had the helm.
It's been lost?
It's been stolen, you know that, Ludwig.
Did not tell us. It was...
Where is it?
Stolen by who?
Spirates.
Oh.
What sort?
Spirates from this sector, and you see the lioness very clearly look at Alorix the lizard, who's like... So, the helm, and kind of like pulls out like a compad and just sort of starts like tapping at it.
Inspire it?
You would also know about the Ouroboros family. They are located on the other planet in the system of Duranga, and they like to view themselves as a very high-class merchant family. But one might call them a mafia crime family.
Crime family? Like, Claudia's now excited about
Do they eat their own tails?
No, but they probably cut off
a
the tails
form
of their
of torture.
enemies and eat them.
What is it?
If you go against
they put the tail and like you have to.
Then you're forced to eat your own tail.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Does it grow back?
I mean, no, you have to keep eating until you
Forever and ever and ever.
until you
my
consume as much of your body as you can.
It's another Claudia. It's another cold-blooded bad boy.
I love Cold-Blooded Season 2. Not sharks this time.
Not sharks. Komodo dragons. So he sort of pulls up and like tap. Based on yes, it would appear that there is a deal. It's on Duranga, and it's being sold. And I would like to point out that my family, the Honorable Ouroboros family, has nothing to do with this deal. It's those damn serpents.
Wait.
The Vermilion Vipers?
No.
Chartreuse serpents.
Sorry. I was like,
I mean, I could probably find us an inn.
I can certainly give you the time and date and location that I know about this deal from my contacts, if you would like to acquire the helm. And the lioness then sort of... Sorry, go ahead.
So you're going to need this helm in order to complete the job of breaking into the mind of the voice of the race.
Yes. Now, consider this something that the Leonis can hire you for.
oh, okay. Because I was like, what's this gonna stronger psionic?
Good luck finding one of those.
We found
We
two
can-
accidentally. Like, we're pretty good at this.
We can certainly discuss, and it is in our best interests
Excellent.
to work together.
Presuming in that case you will return the helm to our people, or
course.
we will track you down and hunt you like prey.
We would not deprive the
Leonis
we would
gynocracy.
we would not deprive the gynocracy of their
For that name.
of their ancestral artifact.
Excellent. And she will offer a sum around 1,000. It would be about 5,000 for the whole crew.
That's a lot. Right?
Like good.
For the
That's
whole
a good
crew,
chunk.
we'd have to
It's gonna be
split.
about 1,000 each.
Is that including the amount we'd have to bid to buy back your stupid helmet? I mean, very valuable helm.
If you go on the route of simply buying it, we may be able to come up with some of the funds, but I would rather you simply
Just
return
steal it back.
It's easier to just buy it, but if you really want to steal something from crime lords,
It's a closed sale, so you might not be able to.
I don't
buy
think
it.
it's anything as dishonorable as theft when it was stolen in the first place. It's simply reclamation.
Indeed.
I'm not worried about the morality of it. I'm just worried about how complicated it gets when you try and steal from thieves.
Trying to buy on a closed sale is also very difficult. So good luck.
I've lived on Duranga for a while. I have connections. I could get us in.
We could also, it sounds like, bust up the sale, the actual exchange. Is that what you're proposing?
Probably. You seem quite well outfitted. Honestly, we'll also probably offer you some funds if you screw over those fucking serpents.
I would rather get this done quickly, so... Any other... Alright then. We accept your proposal.
Excellent. they will send you a small sum of the money right away as sort of coverage and provide you the information. The sale is happening in the evening at a kind of essentially a gambling den, which is called Feeling Gucky.
Don't laugh at that.
I already told her about it. It's right next to the I can't remember. Guck This, which is the pawn shop
gallery.
And then What the Guck, which is the loan shark.
Is this just one person who owns those three shops? Who's like,
it reminds me
funds everywhere.
if you're from anywhere remotely near Seattle, like pho is a big thing up here. PHO, it's a Vietnamese soup. It's delicious. But it reminds me of all the what the pho puns and shit.
And the fucking.
Yeah, pho. Yeah. Claudia!
I'm so glad I got to be a part of this moment.
I read it as faux.
Oh,
yeah,
it's pho.
no, it's pho.
It's not fucking. It's fucking.
It's fucking.
Okay, I understand. I understand now.
As in
but-
the king of pho.
Yeah, but I always think, like, I still can't read tarot correctly.
Yes, it's
Oh.
not tarot.
Tarot
cards.
Because you read the word so much.
And then you it gets into the way that you think about it, and then you say it that way, and then people look at you and they're like, "What's wrong with you?" And you're like, "I read a lot of books."
Yeah, that's my life.
Well, GM, I would like to use my new focus.
Your henchman? Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so is there any? We'll do that as soon as you get to the planet. Just is there any
really high.
preparation work that any of you guys are going to do prior to disembarking and landing on Duraga?
So what do we? Oh, go for it.
I was just saying, we're gonna make sure we all break bread together. And when I say bread, I mean foam with wheat.
You will be sent to monitor them and essentially ensure that they don't accidentally, on purpose, steal the helm.
Very well. I will do whatever I'm asked as long as I'm provided meat.
Yeah, we don't have that.
What exactly do you consider to be meat?
Anything that comes from an animal.
How far
Made of
down the
muscle.
chain must it have come from an animal?
Well, I don't eat carrion if I can help it, but I will in a pinch.
Do you eat Meato-Stickos?
You would know what they are. You can decide for yourself
like a
based on the name.
But when more interesting
Is there
flavors.
animal product in it?
Probably, yeah.
Somewhere.
Maybe?
Yeah. It's like
It's hard to say.
It's like
It's protein.
it's like vegan but backwards. He'll
Yeah.
eat it as long as there's some amount of animal product in it.
Yeah, it's some kind of meat.
It's
Yeah.
protein, for sure.
Ziana
Probably
prefers
grown in
the-
a vat.
Ziana prefers the vanilla flavor.
Mine's mango.
Lions can't be choosers. I will eat that certainly.
Alright.
Except that is.
We will
adequate
provide
trade.
some
Then
fresh
we will provide
products for you.
for
Like
you.
You there,
a slab, like a
doll. Are you the only other male on this ship?
No. Hi, I'm Pika.
Hello.
Not male.
You're not?
No.
She has had several offspring.
I've had kids.
But you're.
From me.
She's the oldest
That-
and the
I
youngest.
thought you were a very tall male.
No, oh my goodness. Your ecosystem is so small. Like he's like just like I'm old. That doesn't help this conversation.
Is this all helping around the table where
this
you
was very
demanded that we
embarrassing.
Oh, 'cause,
Rachel
like,
has her own stock of basically soylent that she eats instead of Meato-Stickos.
Oh.
To be honest,
vegetables.
No. If I have to be here, you have
I'll
to
be there. But
Okay.
I'm not
He's not eating Meato-Stickos.
That's
Dennis
fine.
found this very embarrassing. He wants to undo this conversation.
You want to just backtrack 6 seconds?
Yes.
Okay. So
So
commit
it
your
turns out
effort.
that entire conversation, yes.
Wait, what?
Please read this ability out loud. I love it.
Anguish vision. The adept's precognition is sophisticated enough to clearly foresee several seconds into the future. As an instant action, the psychic can commit effort for the day and declare what they have just done or seen as a vision of the immediate future. Time rolls back to the start of the initiative count in a combat turn or 6 seconds earlier if out of combat. Nothing that happened during that round has really come to pass yet. It can only be done once per day, and yes, I mainly take it to annoy Lauren.
I like that you can use it once per day, and this is when you use it.
We're discussing whether Mito Sickos are.
Yeah, it goes back to
My favorite flavor is mango.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, mango's good.
Okay.
Thea's like not meeting Ziana's eyes at all. She's just like table, looking over at what's your name again?
I am Ludwig, and you are clearly Kika, a female creature who has had several offspring.
You can tell all of that just by looking
The
at
psychic thing, right?
Yes.
Don't do any of that
course.
to me, please.
it. Ludwig, are you at all capable as a warrior?
Well, he looks down at his claws, which are covered in silver. He has silver claws. They're pretty delicate, though, and fragile looking.
Does
he
he have
does
like
have-
acrylics?
He does have a pistol on his
Are they
belt.
like fake nails on his claws for aesthetics?
Yes, but they're like silver.
Yeah.
They're not
Yeah.
plastic. And he does have a sword at his belt. Certainly, if needed, I will fight, but I'm no lioness. You're the one who does the fighting, I assume.
Largely.
You and the humans.
I did say you were a capable warrior.
You did. That's right.
Thanks. So she kind of looks at the sword that he's got on his side, and you are capable of using that in the correct manner?
Yes, if I need to. The lionesses have trained me in everything I need.
Excellent.
I am a somewhat acceptable shot. I'm better up close, but creatures do tend to throw me.
Fastball special.
I was
Murderball special.
Wait. Do the enemies throw you, or do the lionesses throw you?
Sometimes both. Several of my combat sessions look like a game of volleyball with me the ball.
Very well.
I didn't enjoy it.
I will attempt to
I've never
avoid
actually been in a real
necessity.
fight.
What?
Well, I've trained.
He's an academic.
I avoid them when I can.
Well, how does this happen to me again?
Again?
It's fine.
We're tusslers.
I wasn't.
Oh.
You and I are. What?
Oh.
Did I miss something?
Nothing.
You and I are
So-
quite capable.
Yes,
Being-
we are more than capable, and surely your psionic abilities can be used in something approaching an offensive manner.
Yes, the lionesses tell me I am very offensive.
Great. Good. Yes, great. Yes.
They certainly find my abilities offensive, which is why I'm not allowed back on the planet.
Yeah. Pardon me? You're not allowed on your planet?
They don't like my abilities, less the telepathy and more my visions of the future. They don't like a male lion knowing things that he should not.
The men of your society are regarded in what way?
Many, many years ago, when we were a rudimentary primitive planet, the men lay about and the women hunted for the men. And eventually the women asked themselves, why do we need the men? We're doing all the work. And thus they took over and have run things ever since. They keep us around for breeding and bureaucratic work. Most of us aren't psionic, of course, so we generally fall in line. I tend to like filling out paperwork and frankly wish I'd never developed these abilities, but here I am.
So you weren't. When you say developed, you weren't always.
Well, I'm told it was there from the beginning. I started to have pain in my head. It would snap me sometimes. Once on a training hunt, I'm ashamed to say I went a little crazy. I took my clothes off and ran out into a field of boars. Tried slashing at them with my nails. It was quite embarrassing. And ever since that day, they've not allowed me to hunt.
Uh-huh.
How old are you?
In your
In
Earth
tritium years. I don't do Earth years.
Yeah, tritium years are 12 Earth years. So you can do the math.
I am about 3 of your tritium years, which is just a bit past adolescence for my species.
Okay.
That was going to be my next question.
Okay.
I don't plan on mating, though, if that was a concern.
I don't believe that will be a concern on this ship.
Good.
Thank you.
I love the faces everyone gives.
Just want to make it clear, I don't accept harassment.
Neither do we.
No.
Who would harass a woman?
You're too short.
I assume you would tear them limb from limb if you were harassed.
That is incredibly true. But some foolish individuals do not appreciate the danger that they put themselves in. And also, occasionally, authorities look down on that kind of thing.
The harassment or the killing of people who bother you?
The killing of people that bother you, they almost never look down on the harassment.
So it was Kika who insisted that we're sharing a meal together.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
I like look over at Kika and I'm like, I have to make some calls. And then I look around at the rest of the table. Thanks for dinner. And then I take my like soylent and I like walk out.
Thea's like, oh yeah, I need to... And then she just walks out.
I also have things to attend to. If other people also have things to attend to, I am the captain, and it is my right to attend to them. And it was very nice to have this conversation with you, Ludwig, Kika, and I will go.
Kika, it is you and Ludwig.
Well, female bat person.
Kika. Ludwig.
Yes, Kika.
Ludwig.
Ludwig. Sometimes when you read a name, it may stick in your mind the wrong way, but it's said Ludwig.
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 Ludwig. Kika.
Kika. It's good to meet you.
Grandmas need love too.
Sometimes they're busy.
Somebody already did the damn 37-year-old joke.
May I ask you a question?
You know what? Yeah, you're actually here. Sure.
We have creatures like you, but not intelligent, on my planet. And they live in caves. They hang from the ceiling, and they defecate on their own floors. Do you do any of these things?
Nah.
You do
Nope.
hang from the ceiling.
I do hang from the ceiling, but the defecation on the floors, nah. I've heard of this species before. What do you call them?
They're the Leonis genocracy. We call ourselves people.
No, what do you call the things?
Oh, the bats,
Oh,
I believe is
yes.
the common word for it.
Bats. Ah.
In my language, it translates more to hanging chicken.
Also, yeah. No, there's a planet of Trico and a couple of systems away. You're saying your planet just recently moved into Ica, or are they still waiting on Ica?
They are not part of. I don't think they have really any plans to be part of ICA.
Yeah, males of my planet are not informed of such decisions. I do not know what the political process is.
Doesn't that bother you? Like at all?
Not as long as I'm given meat. Occasionally, when a lioness who does not have the authority tries to order me, or pets me on the head when I didn't ask for it or give consent, that bothers me, but for the most part, the other lionesses would punish such a lioness who did such a thing. I trust your captain will protect me and give me meat.
Sienna is the best captain that has ever existed. There's no question. If you're in our crew, you'll be okay.
Well, that is good to know. I would like to live, to be honest.
Yeah. That's kind of why we're doing this.
So when do we eat?
Oh, I'm sorry. And just takes a cup and pours it into a different cup. And then, oh wait. And then here's a Mito stick.
Mito stick-up. It's a meat flavored Mito
That
stick-up.
one's bacon flavored.
Acceptable. I wasn't given any orders. This is strange. I will just stand here until the captain returns.
I am co-captain when the captain's not around.
Really?
Yes. Only when the captain's not around.
It will be strange
To
to take.
hear.
I'm glad you're taller than me.
Sure. Do you. You just figure out how to make the ship keep moving.
I'm a terrible pilot.
Yep, don't do that. Just what do you do in your downtime? When you have the option of downtime.
Downtime?
Yeah, when you're not.
I enjoy reading books.
Do that. Read some books.
Very well. He immediately pulls out a book. It looks like some kind of romance and begins reading it.
Is it a paper book?
Yes, it is actually.
Whoa.
It's paper.
It's paper.
Recycled 3 times?
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Probably 300, but sure.
He gets to take all the plates and kind of just drag them to the sink and then just leaves.
Excellent. You will make your way down to Duranga. Ziana will pilot proficiently. And when you arrive, what were you setting up to do? The calls you were making.
I want to have a hench person.
Mm-hmm.
Who is, we're looking at, they will escort you. I want one that will escort me to this meeting of the raffle, what's it called, auction?
It's a sale.
Sale.
It's not like it's a private, 2 people are going to trade money and an object.
Oh, it's already been purchased.
The sale has been agreed upon, so this is the exchange, essentially.
Oh, I thought it was like an auction where we could bid.
No. I might have said the word auction. If I did, that was a mistake. Yeah.
Right. So I want a person who can lead us to the location of the exchange.
Do you want someone who, is connected to the establishment in some way, or do you want, someone who is entirely unaffiliated with it?
I don't mind if it's a young punk serpent dude.
Okay. Well, I was also thinking someone connected with the there's
purchaser.
Probably you don't know who's buying it, you know who's selling it, and you know where it's happening. So you could also get someone who works there.
So we already knew where it was happening.
Yeah. It is happening at Feeling Gucky.
Right. Either way, either someone associated with the serpents who's willing to give me the time of day, or someone who works at the Gucky place.
I think Gucky, a server. So basically, you land on the planet, you've put in a couple of calls, and you would have a location to meet up with. Let's go with. Pakram.
Sorry.
And Pakram works as probably kitchen staff. They're a server. Yeah, so floor staff, I guess. So they're a server, not bar or anything, at Feeling Gucky, so they can give you kind of some rundown of what that location looks like. They'll fill you in when you meet up with them on some basic information about the building, which is basically there's always a bouncer at the entrance. There's no weapons allowed inside. And it's a sort of a 3-story building. That first floor is sort of the open space. They want to, essentially, the bouncer checks for, do you have weapons and do you have guck? You have to essentially be able to show that you're going to spend some money once you're inside. And then the second floor is kind of where the back rooms are, where deals and things and meetings or private gambling events would happen. And then the upstairs is the storage, as well as the offices and things like that. So the deal is happening. They probably don't have a ton of information about that, but they've heard some like rumors about like people coming in, and so it's possible that like there is definitely a connection. The Chartreuse serpents are using this location because they are like connected with it, like they're friends with one of the owners. So it may be potentially they're storing it there, but she can't tell you for sure. She does know like there are there's pretty much just the one door. It's like all back alley stuff, like think very sort of speakeasy, back alley bar rooms kind of things, like really one way in and out, unless you like break through walls or boarded windows.
So there's no like staff entrance, they go in the front. Okay.
And there's no way in from the roof, an access hatch or anything like that where we could go through the storage unit?
She'd probably talk about like, there's like HVAC and stuff, but she wouldn't think to like describe the size or anything like that. She'd be like, I mean, we have like air conditioning and shit like that.
I'm assuming that a regular wait staff wouldn't have like blueprints.
Yeah, she's like, can give you sort of very basic information about it. And like some information about hours, but she would probably offer to like vouch for one person to come in with her if you want to like get someone in, as long as they don't cause too much trouble. And she'll certainly offer you some more help like while she's inside, or can like run some messages or things like that.
Right. All right, so I would lead us to our meeting with this guide who's probably just this young, like, teenage server person.
Yeah. She's like real psyched about it being her first job, but in a very super nonchalant way.
Super.
And she's like kind of overwhelmed when all of you get there. She's like, wow, hi.
So we can get one person inside, and I'm assuming.
She just sort of immediately points to Thea and Rachel, like, you guys look like you might actually work there. Oh. Although people kind of know who you are.
Don't worry about me.
Sorry, you just don't really blend.
Understandable.
I'm just a man.
Okay.
We should have Thea go in first. She's no good with weapons anyway, so it wouldn't matter if she was unarmed. And she can, you know, and I make like the Thea motion, because I don't want this girl to be like, we're stealing from your place, because she'll get fired. I don't want, like, I'm not like...
She appreciates that.
Yeah. Like, and she can, you know... Is that okay with you?
Yeah, sounds great. Meet me and she'll like give you a time and a place. I'll bring a spare uniform, and I think I know who the bouncer is tonight. It'll be fine. They're dumb anyway.
And then we
Is
should...
she leaving?
Yeah, and then she'll head out.
Okay.
Thank
so, once the group is alone, and then what?
And then we get something that can elevate us, and Thea finds us a door.
On the second floor?
On one of the not first floors.
So I can't take weapons, so no explosives. But I assume we would have like walked past this place, just canvass it from the outside.
We case it.
Yeah.
Case the joint.
Yeah, we're figuring it out.
Yeah.
So
you've confirmed like a lot of the information she said. So you've seen kind of like there are essentially shuttered windows. Like it looks like they are at least like not quite sealed, but sort of like metal shutters on the outside of the upstairs windows. It's essentially the building, part of it is there is no backside to it. It's all just like the front is in an alleyway. Whatever's behind that building is like a whole nother building. Okay. Yeah, that's right, no punching through walls.
Punch through walls?
You knew someone who could punch through walls?
I know someone who can.
If you could
She sounds fearsome.
subvert security measures, as I'm sure there are on the upper floors, and we find something to get us above the crowd without drawing attention.
So no climbing up the wall.
I mean, we could try, but...
You know, on the exterior, when you've walked past, there's essentially just the one bouncer, and then probably a camera or something
You should
in the
know
alleyway.
that I could potentially affect the thoughts of this bouncer and prevent him from thinking about one thing. Perhaps you not belonging there.
And as long as you get up to the top, there's got to be a way to shatter a window from the inside.
I was thinking it would be more about getting a door that shouldn't be opened to open, like security measures, programming.
Without, I'm assuming, setting off alarms.
That's why I suggested that Thea go in. I mean, if we were going to shoot up the place, then it would be a completely different plan. I think it would be easier, and no offense to you, that we all tried to stay out of the general populace in this place as much as possible.
Would make things somewhat less messy. Do we know where this handoff is happening? Are they just doing it in the middle of this whole place?
You would presume it's going to be in a private room on the second floor.
So then really what we need to do is get into that room.
Well, I think Thea can probably get into the room. It's the question of how to get it out of the room and out of the building without getting seen. Right? Because all we have to do is sneak in as like a server with the platter and say like, I'm here for
I'm assuming that what is it called? Helm
of Gatora.
The Helm of Gatora is going to be on someone's person until it is handed off to be on someone else's person. I really don't see how we're getting out of this situation without at least some violence.
How big is the helmet?
What about...
It's a helmet. Goes
So
on the head.
couldn't we, like, if we can get to the roof, we could drone it off and then just walk out without it, right?
We could also...
Like, if we could just, if we walk out with the Helm of Gatora,
Kika's struggling with words today.
Tongues are hard. Gatora. We'll get caught because it's big, it's hefty. They're looking for it. If we could get it to the roof, you've got connections.
You want a drone?
I don't want to leave past the bouncer with a very mysterious package.
We wouldn't be going past the bouncer. I thought we'd just get, I don't know, rope or something going through a window.
We need to get in. Thea right now is the only one who can get in past the bouncer with your contact.
Then
Thea needs to let the rest of us in. Then we get to the room, bust the door down,
Or we could find somebody
break
who
some
can
skulls,
administer. Why don't we just get
take the helm, and then leave.
Why don't we just get a sleep something dart?
I can slip
thing.
it or gas, slip it right underneath the door.
That's gonna be. It takes. Look, oxygenating the air takes at least 2.5 minutes. You'll get shot in that time.
Wait.
Not if I lock the door on them. There's no way out, right?
And
They're
in
not
that
gonna jump
time,
out
they
the
can
window.
sound all manner of alarms. We must take care of this quickly once the door opens.
If she's posing as a server, she can just put it in their drinks. We don't need gas. Come on.
That's not a bad idea.
But Ziana literally growls.
Sorry?
Fine, we can drug them if this is what is going to work.
Better than killing them, don't you think?
Not necessarily.
Let's hold back on the killing.
You would get along with the lionesses on my planet very well. I can see why you are the captain, and the monkeys are not.
What?
Let's hold back on the killing in this one instance.
GM Lauren.
Yes.
What kind of thing are we talking about if I wanted to, one, find drugs? Two, like what kind of role would it be to administer said drugs?
Could I use perform?
So it really depends, honestly, on how you're going about doing it. I would need to figure out which one of them it is, but you're on Duranga. You will be able to find them. Like, that's not the issue.
Okay.
You have the funds to pay for them,
Yeah.
even the most expensive ones. I just need to figure out which one it is that would work and like fill you guys in on exactly how effective those would be or how long they would take to take effect.
Okay.
It really depends on the method of which, like, you will probably need to use Perform to convince them that you are a server, to go in with said drinks.
Would
There
she
will
have
also
like
be...
a helping die or something for having a uniform of a server?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, you have some bonuses. You will need to perform the role of being a server, conveniently. You just pick that skill up. And then kind of take whatever amount of time is. There is some risk that not all of them will accept the drinks or that they won't all drink it at the same time. So there is some variables around that. But it would, either way, like, it will give you some sort of advantage.
If or when this all goes sideways, and we need to get the helm quickly and get out, I'm assuming there is some kind of system in place, alarm system, whatnot, should something like, say, a fire erupt in this club. Getting gucky, whatever.
Getting gucky.
Getting
Feeling
gucky.
gucky.
So,
Well, that's why Theo was in first.
So, Thea goes in first, finds a way to get the rest of us in. We proceed with this drugging plan, which does not apparently involve violence. If that works, we take the helm, we leave quietly. If it does not work, if you are made, if some other such thing happens, then we are the three of us telepathically linked. You can alert us to the change of circumstances, and perhaps we can set off some kind of alarm that would create chaos not related to a theft.
Yeah.
At which point we can burst in and engage in violence.
So you are attempting to get... Sophia's going to go in the front door. You guys are planning on going in via the roof by distracting the bouncer?
I want a super high-tech future grappling hook.
Yes.
Oh, God.
That's... Yeah, you can get a grappling hook. I can't promise that it's super high-tech, but you can get a good grappling hook.
Super high-tech future grappling hook.
You get like a one that opens automatically and closes automatically.
Yeah.
If I should tell you that if you can get me the helm, depending on what the great red lioness in the sky wants, I might be able to use it once to assault a large group of people with a telepathic attack.
Let's not assault people.
Until we need to.
I mean, we assault people with our fists all the time. What's the difference of punching them with his mind?
Once we get the helm...
I'm hearing one plan involves getting in, disabling some security measures like the cameras, going in, being a server, drugging some of them, see how long that takes. And then the remainders are coming in via the roof and the storage and coming in on the inside, either punching a hole through the ceiling. You don't actually know how you're getting in through the ceiling.
I have a laser gun.
Can we just walk in the front door?
You can certainly
without a
convince
weapon?
them.
He's
Like,
well, I mean, if you have enough guck, I guess. But
that's fair. Yeah.
So some of you may also be able to get, like, the
I'm
fewer
not going
people...
in without a weapon.
Retaining weapons would be a better idea.
Okay, I'll be with you guys.
His ability does also work with things like you can have someone forget, like, not pay attention to the fact that you have weapons. So there are, but then once you're
Just
inside,
the bouncer.
they will notice that you have weapons.
Yeah, it's
so
like
it depends
how
on how
many-
concealable they are.
And then so we're pulling the fire alarm essentially as soon as...
If it fails. If the attempt at stealing it quietly and getting out quietly fails.
Oh, I figured that was our way out.
No, that's our fail-safe.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
the alarms and violence is like if something goes wrong.
Yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, we would just take it while they're sleeping and go out through the roof.
Okay.
This is
Cool.
This is your greatest mission. What? This.
And on that note, we will take a break.
Na, na, na.
This plan is foolproof. Give me 15 minutes to destroy it.
Why do we keep doing shadow runs?
Because it's all I know how to plan.
All I want to do is violence.
I know, don't worry.
Ziana is just like, right now especially, I just want to destroy things.
So bad. And Thea's just like, don't let it be me. Don't let it be me. Don't let it be me. Okay. So, I'm going to read out our donations, and we are going to take a quick break, and then we will be back for the remainder of this episode. I'm on the wrong page.
Tony, it's good having you. Thanks for joining
Good being here.
It's so sad you're only here just one episode.
I just enjoy finally playing a wise character.
You're so wise. God damn those stat rolls. All right, our first donation that came through is from William_TW with $25. Can't wait to see what becomes of Morva and Oksana and how Ludwig enters the fray. Thanks for last week's feels. Also, belated happy birthday to Sarah.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make you guys wait a while on Oksana and Morva. You're welcome. Fractali with $50. Space Bears, best bears. Great to see you back in an RPG under the red god, Tony. Less than
What's
3.
a bear?
To all at GeekSpaceTV and chat. What is a bear? What is a cybernetic bear? But a lion by any other name. Or a dog. A dog by any.
I can't remember who in chat guessed otter, but I do like the idea of space otters. They can breathe in space. They can go through space.
They don't drift away. And they're just like,
maybe those will be in the Promethean system. I mean, they have Leviathans.
Massively giant, like space otters that do like they crack open asteroids and they eat like the minerals inside.
And they're just like, and they see a ship
Spotters.
I can only imagine the one who can't put the pieces together. Of like, why doesn't this fit together? But with ships,
right?
The next one is from BP Fandom with $5. Life is like a spurricane here on the Batleth. Spirates, AIs throwing guns, lucky to avoid death. Might get infected or get spoo injected. There's no that's the the next one is also from BP Phantoms, which is wait, I don't remember the tune of this. It's Space Bears, woo. It's the rest of it. Space Bears, woo. All the time they're out here meeting Space Bears, woo. Tales of falling dice rolls with the Space Bears. Oh, failing, sorry. Dice rolls. There you go. We got through it. I was like, there's the rest of it.
That's 2 straight seasons with DuckTales.
RKOS46 with $10. Welcome to the Geek Space, Tony. Does Ludwig wield 2 spears? Then he'd be a spear with a spear and a spare spear.
Because you're a bear.
Yeah, they thought you were a bear.
Close, if he'd only been a bear.
Greeny Weasley with $5. Dear Tony, I hope you're okay with me deciding that your character, not Ludwig van Pelt, but in fact Rum Tum Tugger, whether you do it in the show or not, you are dancing around singing songs about being a curious cat in my head. Love, Greeny. Rum Tum Tugger is a curious cat. Theater Nerd with $5.69. Or job. Choice is yours. The show is good for a laugh. Thanks for everyone. P.S. P.S. This is theater. Wait, did I miss one from Theater Nerd? Huh. I don't think so. P.P.S. I know I have professed my hatred for uneven numbers, but I couldn't help myself. Ha. One of us. Next is Methalian with $10. Me making mouth sounds going through the ship. This is quality Claudia right here. Anon with $25 got a gift card today. Also, welcome new cadets and friends, Blue Jay and Choni, to the Geek Space family. We think you belong here. Less than 3.
Thank you.
They can never leave now.
I'm very hungry.
I only just got out of there.
Sorry, we ran
Storage
out of
closet.
M&Ms.
Yeah, where are my M&Ms?
Levi762 with $25. Welcome, Tony. I am jealous of Ludwig's ability to turn back time. If I could find a way.
Back all the things that hurt you. Would you stay? Share who I want to.
Ludwig and Hermione Granger.
Next is Celador10 with $10. Super far behind, so not actually watching right now, but wanted to pop in and declare my love for all of you, and this show is super great. Cheers to you all while I try and hunt down all the correct VODs in the correct order. Good luck. I think they're up all on YouTube now. They have not all been edited down to not have breaks and things like that, so you might have to do some scrubbing, but it's all there. And Paladin Hulk with $25. It's nice to see Tony again. It's like he never left. Welcome to GeekSpaceTV.
Thank you. It's super nice seeing all of you and there are a lot of familiar names in chat.
Good to have you
Makes
here.
me happy.
All right, on that note, we're going to take a quick break. Go refresh.
There's actually two.
Oh, there, okay.
There are two more.
I meant to tell you if I get this straight.
How dare you! If I could turn back time. I don't know the rest of it.
Find a way
To back
those words that hurt you, and you stay.
How long do you want me to go?
Yeah, okay. Back line with $50. I pray to the great red lioness in the sky that this plan goes off without a hitch. Well, maybe as little hitches as possible is more realistic. Good luck, Spelluck.
I would like a slight hitch.
A small hitch, a small stab-worthy hitch. And William_TW with $5. So many corpses, flashbacks, and a ton of stuff I'll need GM help with for the wiki. You're welcome. Awesome show so far. Thank you, William. Thank you, everybody. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll see you after these messages. There's no messages. After this fan art.
Enjoy the fan art.
Enjoy the fan art.